Welcome to Earthly Reads, a My Cup of Earth production. In a futuristic city, where skyscrapers touched the clouds and robots roamed the streets, a young girl named Aria lived in a cozy little apartment with her parents. Aria was a curious and adventurous 6-year-old, with bright blue eyes and curly brown hair. She loved exploring the city and learning about the amazing technologies that made it tick. One day, while playing in her backyard, Aria stumbled upon a strange, glowing stone buried beneath a pile of leaves. As soon as she touched it, she felt a sudden surge of energy and a vision flooded her mind. She saw a beautiful, lush forest, teeming with life and filled with towering trees that seemed to stretch up to the sky. Aria was fascinated by the vision and couldn't shake the feeling that the stone was trying to tell her something. She showed it to her parents, but they were skeptical, thinking it was just ordinary rock. Undeterred, Aria decided to keep the stone and continued to explore the city, wondering if there was more to it. As the days passed, Aria began to notice strange occurrences happening around her. The plants in her apartment would suddenly bloom and grow, and the robots that roamed the streets would stop and stare at her, as if trying to communicate. She even started to hear whispers in her ear, whispers that seemed to be coming from the stone. One night, as Aria was drifting off to sleep, she felt the stone glowing softly in her hand. She opened her eyes to find a small, wispy figure standing beside her bed. The figure was made of leaves and twigs, and its eyes shone like stars. "Who are you?" Aria asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "I am the guardian of the forest," the figure replied, its voice like a gentle breeze. "And you, Aria, are the chosen one. The stone you found is a piece of the ancient magic that once flowed through the forest. It has chosen you to help restore the balance of nature in the city." Aria was amazed and a little scared. She had never heard of magic before, and she didn't know what to make of it. But the guardian's words resonated deep within her, and she felt a sense of purpose awakening within. The guardian explained that the city's rapid growth and technological advancements had disrupted the natural balance of the environment. The once thriving forest that lay at the city's edge was now a mere shadow of its former self, and the creatures that lived there were struggling to survive. Aria was determined to help. She spent the next few days learning about the forest and its inhabitants from the guardian. She discovered that the city's inhabitants had forgotten the importance of coexisting with nature, and that the forest was crying out for help. With the guardian's guidance, Aria set out to gather a group of like-minded friends to join her on a mission to restore the forest. They consisted of a tech-savvy boy named Jax, who was an expert in robotics and coding, a gentle giant named Kai, who had a green thumb and a love for animals, and a quiet bookworm named Luna, who was an expert in botany and ecology. Together, the group embarked on a journey to the forest, armed with an arsenal of seeds, tools, and determination. They worked tirelessly to clear the underbrush, plant new trees, and build habitats for the creatures that lived there. As they worked, Aria began to notice something strange. The city's robots, which had once been just mere machines, were now beginning to change. They were adapting to the forest's environment, learning to communicate with the creatures and even helping the group with their tasks. The guardian appeared to Aria once more, this time with a message from the forest itself. "The balance of nature is shifting," it said. "The city and the forest are becoming one, and it is up to you and your friends to ensure that this harmony is maintained." Aria and her friends continued to work tirelessly, and soon the forest was thriving. The trees grew taller, the creatures returned, and the robots became an integral part of the ecosystem. As the city's inhabitants began to notice the changes, they too started to make changes. They began to incorporate green spaces into their architecture, and the city's once gray skies turned a brilliant blue. Arya's parents, who had initially been skeptical of her claims, were amazed by the transformation. They joined the group, and soon the entire city was working together to restore the balance of nature. Arya, now known as the Forest Guardian, had become a symbol of hope and inspiration. She continued to work alongside her friends, ensuring that the harmony between the city and the forest was maintained. Years went by, and the city flourished. The forest became a sanctuary, and the robots continued to evolve, becoming an integral part of the ecosystem. Arya grew up, but she never forgot the lessons she learned from the Guardian and the importance of preserving the natural balance. And so, the story of Arya, the Forest Guardian, became a legend, inspiring future generations to work together to protect the planet and restore the harmony between nature and technology. The end. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.